YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. It is March 23rd. We got ourselves a Wednesday. We got a bunch of games on the NBA slate tonight, 11 games to be exact. As you know, we go through each and every game here. I give you my lean, I give you what I'm thinking, but as always, my final plays will be in the pinned comment along with any player props that we add throughout the day. We don't always get to player props in the video, but I add player props throughout the day, and we also have the Discord link in the pinned comment as well as the description where I explain my rationale and reasoning behind the player props. So make sure to check out that Discord. Keep an eye on the pinned comment throughout the day because we are on absolute fire, ladies and gentlemen. And now with 4 winning days in a row and only 4 losses coming within those 4 days, I think we can actually say we're on fire. I call myself a dummy all the time. I might be proving myself wrong here. Last night we went 5-2. Nuggets, 5.5 point favorites. Cash. And this cash, this soundboard we have, the cash noise, I think I'm gonna start getting like a worn down button or something because we've been using it so much lately. Hawks, 2 points. Bang. Alex Caruso under 8.5 points. Easy cash. Drew Holiday under 7.5 assists. I'm not gonna say easy cash. The dude was sitting at 7 assists for like the whole 4th quarter, and I was like, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Finishes with a cash though. Jokic comes up and beats us on the hook there. 14 rebounds for him, so that was our loss, our only pick loss of the day. And then Mo Bamba under 9.5 points, also cash. And our ride of the day coming from my man, gotta get the bag. Unfortunately, cashes too. Sometimes you can't control when a player just goes berserk, and we rode with gotta get the bags under in Trae Young's points, rebounds, and assists. And Trae Young absolutely went nuts. So I don't even hate this one. It's like if a player's going to go nuts like that, go nuts. You know what I mean? We didn't lose by a couple points or anything like that. No, Trae Young just said, I'm playing an MSG, playing against the Knicks. Here we go. I'm going to go off. And he went off. So we got to give the womp womp. You know how it works. Got to get the bag. It's sad, but that was one that just got smashed. But we know that got to get the bag's been on fire in the comments. So one ride of the day like this that doesn't pan out, I don't know if it's the biggest deal because this dude puts out straight heat when it comes to picks. So I think that womp womp will be well received there. But guys, if you don't know what the hashtag ride of the day is, all you got to use is hashtag ride of the day in the comments. Give me a play and I'll be jumping on board with one of you guys in the comments, and then you guys get a shout out in the next video, win or loss. We have been on fire with the ride of the days and got to get the bag. I liked his rationale, I liked the research went in behind it, but again, Trae Young just goes absolute berserk. So use hashtag ride of the day in the comments and give me a play, and I might be jumping on board with it. I'll let you know in the comments. A lot of good ride of the days come through, and I have to decide throughout the day, all right, what are we looking at here? Yeah, we'll use hashtag ride of the day, and I'll pick a pick in the comments. Before we get into the video today, I'm gonna ask you guys to please hit that subscribe button. About half of you guys that watch the videos aren't subscribed, which is crazy. It's all right. It's crazy to me, but it's all right. And you know, we are gaining an absolutely crazy amount of subscribers in the last few days. It's probably because we are on a 20-4 run, and you guys think that I like can see things clearly, or I'm just a lock machine. I mean, I am as of late. I'm just a regular guy, so at some point I got to get cold. But we're hot right now. Let's stay hot. But we've gained just about 800 subscribers in 2 days, so I can't believe that. 2 videos ago we were begging and racing for 7,000 subscribers. Now we're just at about 7,500, so pretty crazy. I can't thank you guys enough. In fact, let's get a cheers and an applause for all you guys out there. And one last thing, you know, I am rambling right now, but one last thing, guys, if you do want to support the channel, if you do want to show some love here like a few of you guys did, make sure to click that join button. I have a link in the description. I have a link in the pinned comment, but also if you are on a computer and some phones, right next to that subscribe button is a join button. And for $2.99 a month, you can join the Ballers. $2.99 a month, and you guys get access to exclusive perks here. You have logos next to your name in the comments. If you're new, you get a bronze logo. If you've been a member for a month, you get a silver. A gold is 2 month plus. If You join, you get access to those, you get some custom emojis. We're gonna do some giveaways. I'll follow you back on Twitter. These are just some of the perks. And then, last but not least, I love this one, is that I am going to start putting in to get some program where I can bring on some members onto the show, and we do the picks videos or maybe a podcast or something together, or we have some sort of video content from members. So the 6 of you guys yesterday that joined, I can't thank you guys enough. Seriously, Dennis, Alex, the Anchor and Crown, Ricky, Jimmy, and Keenan, I really cannot thank you guys enough. We just launched this yesterday, and to have 6 of you guys already willing to support, that means so much to me. So I really do appreciate that, and I just love the love, guys. I want to be able to give back. If you guys are willing to pay $2.99 a month, I want to do my absolute most to be able to make that worth it. And again, that's such a low number. It's less than a cup of coffee for an entire month, but I do really appreciate that, and I love each and every ounce of support. So I want you guys to know that I mean that genuinely. So I am rambling, but I think that stuff's worth rambling about. So please consider that, guys. Everything will be in the pinned comment and also the description. And also, you can just hit me up on Twitter at EvGuyBoston, or join the Discord and DM me privately if you guys do have any questions or anything like that. But all right. I know, I'll get to the picks. That's why you guys are here. We got 11 of them tonight, and we are starting it off with the Pistons getting 5.5 points against the Hawks here. Lou Williams is questionable for Atlanta. Olynyk upgraded to probable. Joseph upgraded to probable. Grant upgraded to probable. Diallo is out for the Pistons here. This Pistons team was covering really well. They actually took a tough loss to Portland there. I would like this line to be, I don't know, 7.5. I think that this Hawks team is a pretty damn good basketball team, and this Pistons team did just get hot, but 5.5 points seems manageable for the Hawks, but I think we're still going to lean the Pistons here. This one's going to be a tough one to make a final play on, because I don't know how this Pistons team is going to react after a loss. We've seen them ride high and covering and stuff like that, but after a blown, and I shouldn't say a loss, don't get me wrong, they're losing plenty of games, but a loss in which they shouldn't have lost. Does that make sense? This Pistons team's losing plenty of games, but they're covering like crazy. They go out there and were 7-point favorites or 9-point favorites against the Blazers, and then end up losing the game. I want to see how they bounce back from that. So this is going to be a tough one for me to make a final play. Again, keep an eye on the pinned comments for all my final plays. We're on absolute fire lately. But this one, I'm going to lean Pistons plus 5.5 here. I'm going to watch the line, and I'm not sure it's going to be a final play. I just keep it real with you guys. Next up, Hornets, 7-point favorites at home against the Knicks. This Knicks team just catching that L to Atlanta last night. Charlotte on a 5-game win streak. New Orleans, OKC, Atlanta, Dallas, and the Pelicans again. A decent win streak. There's some talent within there. Randall's questionable. He'll probably play. I'm sure they rested him against Atlanta, thinking that he could play tonight. I don't know. But Randall is questionable. Nerlens Noel is questionable. For the Hornets, no new injuries here. This one's easy for me. I'm going to lean Hornets, 7-point favorites here. I think the Charlotte team is starting to bounce back to what they were at home at the beginning of the year. They're 4-2 in their last 6 games at home. Against the spread, they're 6-4 in their last 10. This Knicks team is playing really good basketball on the road against the spread. I'll give them that, but they are on the second leg of a back-to-back here. So I'm going to lean Charlotte here at -7. And guys, before we even do that, make sure you understand that these are leans. These are my thoughts on the game after research and everything like that. If I'm not making this a final play, then don't take what I'm saying in the video for gospel. I'm just trying to give you the information that I'm thinking. If I think it's a hook, line, and sinker winning bet, it'll be in my final play. So make sure to keep the pinned comment, or to check the pinned comment. I can't stress that enough. All right, here we go. We got the Kings, 5.5-point underdogs on the road against the Pacers. Here in the last 10 games, this Kings team is 5-4-1 against the spread. Indiana 4-6 against the spread there. The Kings 2-1-1 against the spread on the road. Meanwhile, in their last 3, the Pacers are 1-2 against the spread here. Halliburton's questionable, Duarte's questionable, Jackson's questionable, all for the Pacers, and Sabonis is out, and De'Aaron Fox is downgraded doubtful for the Kings. I'm going to lean Pacers here, coming off of 2 wins. 5.5 points makes this one a tough one. I would have loved this one to be more of a 3.5-point game. That makes a little bit more sense to me, but I guess no De'Aaron Fox, no Sabonis. What else does this Kings team have? So we're going to lean Pacers here, -5.5. All right, next up we have the Grizzlies, 2.5-point underdogs at home against the Nets. Seth Curry is questionable. Drummond's probable. Dragic is doubtful. For Memphis, Ja Morant is still out until he is out here. Memphis, we've seen them play really good basketball without Ja Morant. We can give them that. But this Brooklyn team starting to beat some good basketball teams. They are 6-1 in their last 7 games. 6-3-1 against the spread, and on the road 4-0-1. I think we're getting a really manageable line here at 2.5, which for whatever reason scares me a little bit. I know this Memphis team has been really, really good, but do we have some surprise inactives for the Nets throughout the day? I'm going to keep an eye on that. It just seems like this number could be a little bit higher. This is the Memphis Grizzlies without Ja Morant, and the Nets with all their stars, with their 2 stars, I guess, aren't getting or aren't having to give up more points than just 2.5. So I'm going to keep an eye on that. I love that if that's the true number, but I am a little cautious. We're at that point in the NBA season where teams can be resting guys randomly, so make sure to keep that in mind. All right, Heat 7-point favorites over the Warriors. Warriors just lost to Orlando last night. The Heat just lost to Philly the other night. I think the Heat absolutely bounced back in this one. Keep an eye on the injury report. A lot of guys questionable. Jimmy, Victor Oladipo, Tyler Hero, and Martin here. But I think that if any of these guys are a go, the Heat, after losing to that Philly team that didn't have Joel Embiid, didn't have James Harden, I think that they come out pretty strong. You do have a bounce back spot for Golden State here. I will admit that. But Golden State's on that second leg of a back-to-back. So I'm going to lean Miami here, -7. All right, next up, Celtics 5-point favorites over the Jazz. You already know. You already know the Celtics team is playing such good basketball. That is where we're leaning. Robert Williams probable, Marcus Smart probable here. The Celtics team is on absolute fire. 4 wins in a row. They've won 9 out of their last 10. Against the spread, they're 6-3-1. This Jazz team's starting to play decent basketball against the spread, but not on the road. They're 1-4 in the last 5. We're leaning Celtics here, -5. All right, Thunder. The rumbling covering Thunder. I don't know about this one, but we're going to lean Thunder again, +2. I'm just going to jump out and say it. Thunder against the Magic here. These 2 teams played just a few nights ago, and the Thunder covered. They covered 85-90. They had a 6-point spread. We were on that one. Orlando's on a back-to-back here. Wendell Carter Jr. is questionable. Harris is questionable. Jalen Suggs downgraded to out. For OKC, they have a million injuries. We know that. It's been a million injuries. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, most notably, is questionable. For whatever reason, I just think that this Thunder team at home can beat this Orlando team on a second leg of a back-to-back. And you guys know that I'm a dummy when it comes to the Thunder. They've somehow won us so much money. And I say somehow, they're 43-25-4 against the spread. Like, they're a good against the spread team. The rumbling covering Thunder, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to be leaning Thunder. I wish we got more points there, but it is the Magic. They are on a second night of a back-to-back. We're going to lean Thunder +2. Wolves +1.5 here at home against the Suns. Jay Crowder is probable for Phoenix. Minnesota, Karl-Anthony Towns is questionable. It's all going to come down to him. Obviously, we lean Suns if Karl-Anthony Towns is out. This Timberwolves team is playing good basketball. Excuse me. Timberwolves team's playing good basketball. Coming off of a loss to Dallas. Dallas, good team there. Phoenix has won 5 in a row here. I'm going to lean Phoenix, even though they are on the road. Especially if Karl-Anthony Towns does not play. In fact, I might even take the gamble and get that really good 1.5-point line. This is one where I think it could be a smart gamble on the line. And what I mean by that is take a gamble on the 1.5-point line, hoping Karl-Anthony Towns gets ruled out. Because if he gets ruled out, that line's going to jump a little bit. So keep an eye on the pinned comment. That definitely has a chance to be final play. Got to take a sip of water. Guys, sometimes when you're spitting fire, voice gets a little dry. And I talk, sometimes I'm on these videos and I talk a million miles an hour, which I think is happening today. All right, Mavericks, 9.5-point favorites over the Rockets. Little battle in Texas here. Last time these 2 teams played was earlier in March. Dallas beat them by 13 points. Houston's coming off of a win. I think that is a great sign to say, you know what? Let's take Dallas here. In terms of injuries, Bertans is out, Luka is out, Hardaway is out as well, but I think that we lean Dallas here. It's a decent number. I don't know if I love that number. This probably, without Luka too, this is probably one that I stay away from, but you can fade the Rockets after a win. I'm confident in that. We'll see, though. I don't think this one's going to be a final play. This is going to be one where I just, maybe I'll check in on later today to see where the line is at or something like that, but I don't think that this is a strong lean. All right, Lakers getting 7.5 points against the Sixers here. Lakers are at home. This Lakers team has just been absolutely, confusing the last week or so. They've won 2 games out of the last 3. They beat Toronto, who's playing all right. Then they lose to Washington. Then they beat Cleveland, who's been playing well. It's like, pick a lane here. Are you going to you're gonna be good at the end of the season? You're gonna be bad. It's a little confusing. But James Harden's upgraded to Pro Bowl. Joel Embiid's upgraded to Pro Bowl as well. LeBron's questionable, and Taylor Horton-Tucker is questionable there. This Sixers team did just get that win. They're probably riding a high here. They did just get that win against the Heat without their main guys. This Lakers team is coming off that win against Cleveland. This is one that I don't really have a strong pick on. I'm going to lean, crazily enough, guys, I'm going to lean Lakers 7.5 points here, plus 7.5. I don't love this one. I'm probably staying off this game. And in fact, I apologize for saying that probably about 2 or 3 games on today's slate, but there are a couple confusing games here, and I can admit that. I'm not going to, fake a pick for content and stuff like that. So I'm going to lean Lakers 7.5 because I think that's a decent amount of change to be carrying around. So I'm going to lean Lakers 7.5, but I don't love that pick. If someone told me they were on Sixers minus 7.5, I would not talk them off of it. All right, guys, before we get into the final game of the night, I'm going to ask you guys to please hit that subscribe button. Check out the Discord link in the pinned comment. We have over 300 people in there now, and it is some awesome talk. A lot of great ideas kicking around. A lot of great ideas for daily bets there. Player props, spreads, everything like that. I love the community we're building over there. And then also consider hitting that join button or clicking the link in the description and the pinned comment as well. Guys, that's how you can support it. $2.99 a month, and you get some great perks, and those perks are only growing. I'm still brainstorming ideas and brewing up some ideas, so consider supporting the channel by doing that, guys. I really do appreciate it. But let's jump into it here. We have the Blazers getting 8 points against the Spurs. This Blazers team kind of played out of their shoes there to go and beat Detroit 119-115. No one really saw that coming. This Blazers team has everyone and their grandmother still not playing. So you know what? We're going to lean Spurs here. It's a big number, but we're going to lean Spurs minus 8. And that is going to wrap it up for the predictions portion of the video, guys. As always, please hit that subscribe button if you do want to, join the community here. Use that join button. $2.99 a month. I would truly appreciate it. We have been on absolute fire. I mean, 20-4 in our last 4 nights. What an absolutely crazy run. And I will say 1 win and 1 loss in there are from the ride of the day, so I can't even take credit for those. So I guess we could say 19-3 legitimately, but I really do appreciate you guys hitting that subscribe button, watching, and the likes and everything like that. Make sure to hit that like button too, and use hashtag ride of the day if you guys do want to give me a player prop. But that's gonna wrap it up for today's video, guys. I can't thank you guys enough. Again, I've said thank you so many times, but it is well deserved. So I will catch you guys in the next video. As always, peace out.